Why do you in the week?
This is 5 Papa Zero Tango Alpha calling CQ Parks in the air. That is going to be in my head for a long time coming. Welcome everyone. And I am in front of a live audience that actually used the speaker on his phone now, so I got kind of distracted.
You are actually beside a live studio audience.
Actually, we might have another guest here because Stian figured out the StreamYard problem now. It was he didn't turn on the headphones, the Bluetooth headphones. So that was why he couldn't select them in StreamYard.
Very good. Just in case anyone wonders, this is the European ham or the European amateur radio show for sure.
Yeah.
So yeah,
we are, and this is of course the 5 Papa Zero Tango Alpha. That calls that kind of sticks. Let me try that again. The 5 Papa Zero Tango Alpha recap show. We're going to try to sum up the weekend, and a couple of us aren't even home yet, and some people barely left the island now. I think actually Mihai and Nico are still on the island running Papa Zero Tango Alpha.
They were supposed to leave tomorrow, yeah, so that's probably correct.
Yeah.
So that means it might be possible to catch that station once more, either after the stream or maybe even tomorrow morning. That's an option.
And I just had to put Charlotte's comment here. It was great meeting you, Charlotte, but and it was nice to see you and Kjetil together. Let me put that away. Before we go to 5 Papa Zero Tango Alpha, I think we'd do the ham radio moments of the week with both of you non-5 Papa Zero Tango Alpha. And my live audience just left. I think having both YouTube and live and my voice beside them is kind of confusing. What's your ham radio moment of the week, Tobias?
My ham radio moment of the week was basically finishing the end-fed half-wave transformer box. Let me see if I can put it on screen. I successfully moved all windows out of order, so I don't know where I am. Ah, right, here we are.
And you need to begin Tobias today, Bob.
Yeah, so there's a video out where I show this printed, so you can watch it. It's just short, just 4 or 5 minutes. So anyway, but even a 5 minutes video takes 2 hours to edit and cut. So yeah, that's my ham radio moment of the week. And of course, catching you guys. I had the luck to catch you, I think, 3 times. Once on 20 meter, once on 40 meter, and this morning on 20 meter FT4. So, success on that side. Handing it over to Jürgen.
Okay, how do I remove?
Now we are all removed. Okay, here we are.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was a very, very short ham radio moment, or it was a ham radio weekend where I was hunting some forks on a Danish island. And that was fantastic. Friday was a little bit annoying for me because sitting in the office and see all the spots on my phone
Yeah,
arriving.
it was cruel, wasn't it?
Yeah, this is really cruel. But yeah, I worked you several times, and thank you so much, folks. That was absolutely fantastic. Propagation was not the best sometimes, but absolutely doable.
Yeah, we kind of noticed that propagation was not on our side this weekend, but still, I think we got a bunch of QSOs.
Yeah, that was really, really great. Thanks so much, folks, for being there. Next time I will be with you.
Yeah, I hope we're just gonna figure out where we go next year. That's gonna be somewhat of, well, we'll figure that out during the next couple of weeks, months, whatever. But yeah,
I know an island in the Pacific, which is a nice place.
Yeah, I think I'm the one that suggested Bornholm, so I'm gonna make a suggestion for next year, and we can all think about it. And I'm guessing we'll have some sort of vote or something at some later date. But I'd say next year, Black Forest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound too bad.
It's very nice, fairly inexpensive, and it's a lot further south, so it's a lot more fair to some of our more southerly viewers that might want to join. It's easily accessible, and you can do really simple summits. I was in the Black Forest. I did 5 summits on the air activation in a day. So basically, you can do summits on the air activations as you did the parks activations in Bornholm. So that would be my
ideal for the elderly ham. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, and I can't do it in flip flops.
You can. I did all my activations. I did 250 summits on the air points in sandals and shorts in the Black Forest. So yeah, this is really
Trust
simple.
me, I've been to a forest POTA with Bob while Bob was wearing his nice Birkenstock hiking shoes.
I think that was echoes, but all right.
Yeah, but still, my point still stands though. You had really nice footwear for the occasion.
I have Mauna Kea approved flip flops for summits on the air.
Yep.
So, but any more things happening this week again, or was that your ham radio moment?
That was it. So I will keep it short, so you have time to tell us your story.
Yeah, we just haven't had time to digest everything yet because it's been a lot of moments through a long weekend. But Kjetil, I guess 5 Papa Zero Tango Alpha is your ham radio moment of the week. But what part of 5 Papa Zero Tango Alpha was your ham radio moment of the week?
That's a very good question. It was really fun. Just I think the first activation we did with the SOTA Summit was really fun. SOTA, I think that was a POTA as well. And
it was a 2 for Anna SOTA.
Yeah, so a beautiful location. There was 10 activators or so up there, 8 or 10.
Yeah.
And we started seeing the chaos of running multiple stations within very close proximity of each other, and multiple people spotting at the same time. So there was a slight bit of chaos on the spot, on the clusters and so on. But that was fun. And we managed to have a huge amount of QSOs and tag teamed in. Basically, just 10 QSOs and the next one got to run. But I do think like my favorite part of this week was before we left. I think it was the day before. Just making a very simple yet effective antenna with Charlotte that we tested out on Bornholm and tuned up. So that was fun.
Yeah, and just I think you're a good Elmer to Charlotte.
Yeah, I tried to be that, and there was a huge amount of Elmering going on between a lot of people on Bornholm because we were a good mix of people who were like the freshest was 3 weeks, I think, since the license, and people who haven't. Yeah, and people who haven't operated that much outdoors, even though they have had license for a while. So, and somebody with a huge amount of experience. So that was fun.
Yeah.
So.
It was. Say Stian comments that the QMX doesn't like having a 100-watt station within a few meters of the radio, and Stian kept getting SWR errors on the QM or the QMX while we were transmitting. And we've
you should report that to Hans. I mean, that must be fixed, right?
To be fair, how do you tell the difference between a really close by station and reflected power? That's I think that's pretty hard.
Exactly. We had 100 watts running into a 20-meter delta loop 3 meters from his radio. So it was, and I can see Stian outside the car. He's laughing.
I at the same time I tried to tune up a JPC-12 using a nano VNA, and that was 10 meters away. And every time they pushed the PTT, the scope just went crazy, and then I had to wait until the PTT again.
Yeah, I remember I went over to you with the camera and I tried to ask you a couple of questions for my video that I'll hopefully publish this weekend. And you said, not now, 5 minutes more and we'll be good. and I figured no
Yeah,
filming now.
the
I'll just
po-
film someone else instead.
The point was you came over just as I was typing in the password for the Wi-Fi on my phone.
Oh,
That was the only thing. You saw I had an open password dialog, and you came over and hey,
I
Stephen,
didn't
there.
even look at your screen though, so I didn't know
I
that.
know that.
But
I think
I just noticed from your tone that it wasn't a good moment to actually to actually film you. So I filmed someone else instead.
oh, that's good. Yeah, I think that sums me up so far. I probably have some other things to shoot in a bit later as well.
But
So-
Kjetil, you forgot one thing. Toda.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
toilets on the air started.
Toilets on the air, yeah.
That was Friday night, I think. It was very nice.
Yeah,
and there was a lot of
you made a park to park from the toilet, didn't you?
yes,
Yeah.
several. So that was really fun. We and good conditions in there. To me, although the toilets were so small that you had to take off your pants and then reverse in to sit there, you still managed to get a 2 meter in there.
I feel we're
if you
moving
were longer
slowly
than
into the
170 centimeters, you had to do your business with the door open because there weren't enough room for your legs in them.
Yeah, but I must say that there were some Italian or French drinks that were responsible for this being created, not me.
But then again, we can't call it Toda because Thomas LB9 Whiskey Juliet found out that Toda.org belongs to the Texas Occupational Therapy Association. So we need to find another name for it. And of course, there are 1 points and 2 points depending on the business you do there.
Yeah, and if
Yeah.
there's multiple people, it's a toilet ring. But on the other hand, there, I see that Terry, Golf 7 Whiskey Romeo Sierra, has a very valid question in chat, and that is 5 Papa 0 Tango Alpha and 5 Papa 0 Oscar Tango 5 Papa 0 Tango Alpha /2. And this comes from the Parks on the Air guidelines for this kind of operation. You shall spot with they want /R02 and /R03. We just did 1, 2, 3. And but you shall not log with it. Like any QSO logged with /2 will not be reciprocated. It should be logged without. It's a quite bit messy, but it simplifies logging in a way.
And
but
most
I do
of
think
all,
a lot of people have
it
problems.
allows several stations to spot at the same time.
Yeah, problem is when somebody then does Digimodes or CW and the RBN picks it up and moves the spot around and stuff like that. This was slightly chaotic since we didn't really plan stuff.
I'm looking at Stian now, who did the Digimode operations and lost his spot every time Ivar keyed up on a CW from the same park because the rebound network kept bouncing the spots, and at the same time I had no spots on my sideband activity there. So it was slightly chaotic, and there are improvements for next year if we're going to do it the same way next year. But it was kind of a hack to make it work because we have never done such a thing before, and we just had to improvise and make it work.
Yeah, and like the worst thing that will happen is that somebody will lose a park to park reference. They will still get the hunter credit for it, but they will not get the park to park reference. So it's not a massive loss for somebody, although it's kind of sad with the park to parks. It's pretty much as good as we can do it with something like that, unless you're, because this is not a traditional The Expedition where everybody sits at the same spot with N1MM logged up for every activations. This was 5 or 6 groups going randomly around an island, logging mostly with Polo. So yeah, it's a very different thing.
So it was kind of a battlefield solution and logistics made up on the fly to just comment on Stian's comment there. But there were no problems. It was just improvising and finding solutions to the issues we had actually. So logs need to be washed first, and they need to be sent to the log manager because it's OZ1RD who is responsible for the logging or for the account. So he needs to upload every log after all the participant has sent him all the logs washed and ready to publish. And then it'll be on PODA, on QRZ, on Club Log, and on Logbook of the World. So it should be a great way of getting a confirmation there. And we will do QSL cars. We just haven't figured out the logistics around that yet because this thing grew faster and bigger than we'd ever imagined.
If we do QSL cards, that's going to be bureau only, I'm assuming, yeah?
Yeah, bureau only. Exactly.
Yeah.
So so everything will be uploaded within a week or two, but we need to do the work to make that happen first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
any more notable moments, Kjetil?
I think there were
I know
several,
that's a leading question. I know that.
Let's get some from others first, and then we'll do that.
Yeah, Bob, what's your most notable moment of 5 Papa Zero Tango Alpha?
I think I did very little radio actually. I tried 2 times to activate the summit, and seems the bands died down at about the time of day when I woke up naturally, had breakfast, and got around to activating. I tried twice to activate the summit on there, and it's just, on the first day I got 1 contact on VHF with a local. That was Oscar Zulu 30 something. I can't remember the rest of it, but he was with us.
Oscar
EU,
Zulu 30 EU, Sven.
Yep. And was it yesterday? I'm losing count. Was it yesterday? Yesterday. I was up there trying to do Digimode activation, and I was up there for an hour and a half with the 705. I didn't get 1 contact, not 1. And that's pretty amazing. I don't think that ever happened to me before. So horrible conditions at the time that I actually ended up being there. I did run some contacts from the park. I did hang out.
Hangover?
Yeah.
No.
hang out with Kjetil and Charlotte on that was also yesterday, and did some QSOs. But I didn't bother setting up logging for that, so I would just supply additional contacts to whoever needed them if they needed some more to activate a park. Breakfast. The thing with breakfast in Norwegian, the Norwegian word for breakfast is frokost. And that word in Danish means lunch. So that was pretty much perfect for me. I would get up just in time for frokost in Denmark. So that was very nice.
Yeah. Some of us were up at 5 a.m. and others were up at 1 p.m. So the bands were at their best in the morning.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, well, we started.
Go ahead, Kjetil.
Sorry. Yeah, we started our activation at 12:06 in the morning. The first activation on yesterday, so that was very suitable.
12:06 is not in the morning, Kjetil.
12:06 is in the morning. Somewhere in the world that morning.
12 is noon, and the word afternoon actually has some significance to it. It's afternoon.
Somewhere in the world,
morning is before noon.
Central European time is morning.
Okay.
Yeah.
My teenager at home tries to convince me about the same thing. I'm not convinced yet.
Have you tried to work stateside in the early morning before sunrise?
We didn't. I don't think I was up before sunrise because the sunrise is at very early. I woke up by sunrise one day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was that's not for me. So I slept in. I didn't work to get back on the ham radio moments. Didn't work a lot of contacts, but I met a lot of very, very nice people. I'm not really a social person, and I was pretty sure that going down there, I spoke to Morten about this driving down, that there was going to be some strange people that I absolutely didn't get along with, but there were actually none. It's pretty amazing in such a large group that everyone was really, really nice people.
And do you remember what I told you about
I was getting to that.
strange people?
So that
Yeah.
leaves the two options. Either there were no weirdos, or I was the weirdo. I don't know. I'd give that a
Or
50-50
all
chance.
of us were weirdos. That's also
Yeah.
possible.
Yeah, could be. But yeah,
Or
it's
that Bob was the weirdo.
yeah, I think I was the weirdo. I can live with that. I'd rather be that one than the normal one. But yeah, fantastic experience. Fantastic hanging out with all these nice people and talking radio. Yeah, it was a very, very nice weekend. It was clearly. So I'm looking forward to next year.
Yeah.
That's so. I would say for me, the ham radio moments that would be meeting all the people that we've only spoken to on Discord and seen in the chat in the stream. That was pretty amazing. So everyone, thank you so much for coming out and hanging out with us. This was really, really fun. Didn't see any normal people at all. There wasn't Danes there, I think, as we could classify as normal people, if that's possible with the Danish. But yeah, none of us for sure.
I don't think anyone from our group were normal people. I don't think so. Of the 21 people that were in a group.
No, me neither. So, but how about you, Morten? What was your favorite part of the madness?
I have two moments. Well, first of all, meeting all the people, of course. That was a huge part of the weekend. First picking up Simon SSX TIG, then, or first Stian that met me at my house on Thursday morning. Then Simon, and then picking up Steve at the airport in Gothenburg. And the thing is, though, none of us had seen a picture of Steve. So we stood at the arrivals at the airport, looking at people, trying to figure out who looked as a ham, and if that looked like a person we'd like to interact with through the weekend. Steve turned out to be a fantastic, great guy. So that was awesome. Steele's laughing so hard that he's almost falling down here. And yeah, that was part of the first moment, and then meeting everyone as we came down, and we kind of got more and more people in our convoy going down there. At some point, I think we had the most amount of 2-meter radio traffic in Sweden in decades going down there. Then we came to Ystad for the ferry to Bornholm and had an hour or so to spare. So we went down to a twofer on the beach, and we activated entirely on 2-meter park-to-parks. and I have a short of that moment on my channel, and that was just so fantastic. Just activating the park on park-to-parks and 2 meters, and it was completely nonsense and completely chaos, but it was a lot of fun with cameras and drones and everything flying around, and yeah. And that was kind of the start of the weekend. And then meeting everyone for the buffet on the ferry, getting to the hostel, and then setting up the antenna there. And just 20 meters was completely dead. There was nothing to hear in 20 meters. We started calling, and I think we had a pileup for 2 hours going constantly. And of course, we had more and more adult beverages, and it got louder and louder. So I think the most amount of QRM was local QRM for the operators. and then it got harder and harder to actually type the call signs in the logger. So, but that was just simply crazy. And I guess one of the other moments would be, well, there are so many, but I'll get back to going down there because. And Omar, I'm sorry, but we had an TEHRS mapping person in my car, and going down there, when you get to Malmö, you can either go right over the bridge to Copenhagen, or you can go left towards Ystad on the ferry to Bornholm. And Omar, LB3 Whiskey Kilo, he managed to do, and he's published this on his Facebook page and talked about it. He managed to take a wrong turn, and the bridge over to Copenhagen is about 1,000 or about 100 euros in tolls each way. And Stian looks at the TEHRS map, and we see the bridge, and Stian says, LB3 Whiskey Kilo, is he one of ours? I said, yeah, that's Omar. Well, he's on his way to Copenhagen. he's gonna pass Kjetil soon, going the other way. And then I tried calling Omar on 2 meters, didn't get a reply. Called him, and I didn't notice. So he had to go to Copenhagen, turn around, and go back. But then the next moment was the same person in the passenger seat who was my navigator then managed to take this road is 3 minutes longer, but we'll see more of the coast. And then I turned into a gravel road and then turned right here, and that was a sandy road which turned more into a path. And I have a roof box on the Fiesta, and at some point both the bottom of the car and the top of the car was touching something on that path. and it was so sandy, so we couldn't slow down because I knew I wouldn't be able to get the traction back. And we had Joachim and Simon in the car behind us, so there was no options of backing up or doing anything. So I was really glad when we came out, met you, Bob, outside the Michelin restaurant on the beach, and did a 2-meter park-to-park activation there outside a Michelin restaurant. And the waiters looked.
Was that a Michelin restaurant?
Yeah, it was a 1-star Michelin restaurant.
Bloody hell! No one told me. That was
the waiters looked kind of not pleased out the window towards us. At one point, some of our group actually leaned against the window where people were eating their fancy Michelin food on the other side of the window.
That's fantastic. I hope you get some video of some of this, because basically it's at least 11 amateur radio operators with handy talkies and yelling into their headset, talking to each other, giving each other signal reports. And it looks like a complete nut house.
It's complete chaos.
Yeah.
And outside a 1-star Michelin restaurant. I mean, if anyone from that restaurant watches us now, I really doubt it. But if you watch this show, and if the chatter and the gossip has gone so long that it was a European ham radio show that did this, we're really, really sorry. But it made for a great moment.
I'm not.
Yeah, but it does sound like we were really rockers and so on. But we did some really professional and active. Good activations as well.
We did absolutely. We had good operators all the way, and did huge pileups, which was mostly in the morning before Bob had his breakfast. But still,
I'm sorry, I had breakfast. I shouldn't have done that.
Yeah. So
and actually,
nice people.
Actually, I'm gonna correct myself, because we were actually relatively professional organization doing this on the fly. And you got to remember that last year it was 3 of us drinking whiskey and French strong wine on the beach in Sweden in high winds and 3 degrees Celsius. And that kind of turned into an impromptu de-expedition this year. So we went very fast to a completely different level. And that kind of makes for some improvisation and some we had to learn on the fly how to do this. And Steve says here, a couple of people got their first ever POTUS, and they did. People that were afraid of being on the air with a pileup, after a couple of beers, they softened up and got down there and actually just did the pileup. So that was really great.
Yep. That was. Should we show some pictures?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And they're probably in a bit of a random order, as you said.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's.
Okay, so if you're watching this later as a podcast, we're at minute 28:46. So you can head over to YouTube and watch the pictures afterwards if you like.
Yeah, and then you can go head over to YouTube and figure out how long you have to fast forward on the podcast.
Let's see.
I just said 28 minutes.
Yeah, but that's the point where we start, not when we finish looking at the pictures.
Yeah, but
I can mention it again if we finish before the stream finishes.
Yeah.
This week, what I did, basically, a lot of us posted pictures to Discord while we were down there, and I just fetched some of them because this is the amateur radio show, to be sure. So they're not in chronological order at all, but we'll just run through them. We'll talk about what we see, and I don't know where half of them are, but I'm guessing between us we're going to be able to figure that out.
Yeah.
So
that's the ferry.
That's the ferry ride going into Bornholm harbor in the sunset. That's my picture. So that is one of the very few that I can talk about. It's being this far out in the ocean that you basically you have no land either way. I'm not sure if you can see the curvature of the Earth, but I think I can see the curvature of the Earth in that picture at least. That it feels like it when I look at it. And
the distortion of the lens, we are not sure.
Yeah,
could be. But
it could be the distortion of the lens because we all know that that the Earth isn't round.
That's true. That's
Yeah.
why propagation worked the way it does. So these they were referred to as the porcupine boys. For what should be apparent reasons.
Yeah, and that pickup isn't the worst porcupine car. I got to say that he only had about 2 antennas. But if you have a picture of the caddy there, it's much more apparent why we call them the porcupine boys.
Yeah, I'm not sure. We'll see. But you can maybe present the people there, Morten.
What's their call signs? LA1D. It's Espen, it's Ole Marius, and it's Thomas and Björn. I don't remember their call signs on the fly.
That's all right, but it's nice to have someone with a bit of memory. Let's see. This is the nut house that we were talking about. This is the first park we activated together. This is in Sweden at by Ystad. So everyone got out their HT and we activated this park. This is the same procedure as we did outside the Michelin restaurant. Again, I'm hoping you have some more video of this. I have some video I can send you if you need some more.
I have video of this. I have so many gigabytes of video that I haven't even started looking at. I even have a video of Steve doing the spotting dance where we were at the park with no cellular coverage. So he jumped around with the phone up in the air to be able to spot.
Did you manage the activation?
We did.
So the spotting dance works.
Not for all the activators, though. But
right.
that was about the time when propagation died. So we managed the activation, and then we went for lunch instead. Figured out that the restaurant we ate lunch was actually inside a Poda park after we've left.
Cool. And as you can see also in this picture, that about half of us has the good sense to drive caddies. So, and let's see. That's probably the only picture of me. And this is the only activation I actually finished for a park. And that's a park outside the hostel where most people stayed. They tricked me into doing 10 contacts as well. And I spoke to Tobias for the first time on the year. That was nice. And 9 others. That was done in short order, I think. This was the first evening we were down there, and that pile up just, as you said, that lasted 4 hours on end.
Yeah, and just so it's sure, that bottle of champagne that adds 10 dB.
Yeah, but I wasn't drinking it, so it didn't help for me. I drink beer, preferably without alcohol, but in Denmark that's a shootable offense, so I made an exception for Denmark. Let's see. This is probably on the Soda Summit on.
That's on Friday morning. The two for Poda and the Soda Summit, and there's a reason why the picture is that way, because there's a military installation that you can take pictures of behind us, but it's on top of the summit with a watchtower there, and someone went up there to take pictures of us down on the ground.
Yeah, and you can see there the different parts that are rigged up. There was the 30-meter antenna, the orangey thing that you see in the middle behind there. That was for 30 meters CW.
I can see it's about 2 by 2 centimeters on my screen here. So
it was a little bit bigger in real life.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Morten, you were rigging up the Delta loop in the middle at the table where Morten is standing. And on the right there, you see Charlotte and SA6 Stig, which are playing around with the arrow antenna to hunt satellites, which is of course not dodgy when you're right next to a massive military installation, just pointing antennas towards them.
No, not at all.
That's quite acceptable, I think. I think there's some more pictures of the satellite rig.
Don't forget to speak Russian.
Yeah.
No.
Yes. I did.
We already know that Kjetil and Charlotte are the Russian couple, right? So
yes.
Yeah. So
there we go. Turn the satellites.
Did you actually make any satellite contacts?
I don't think Simon is on the other side of the parking lot watching here, so I'll get a thumbs up if he made any satellites, but I don't think he did. And I have to
No.
wait a couple of seconds because there's a little bit of delay here. So, but no thumbs up from Simon here.
Okay. Yep.
I don't.
Oh, they tried.
I didn't see him pick up anything other than hearing some telemetry and some weak QSOs.
Yeah.
But I wasn't with him all the time. But
Yep.
Yeah.
It's very cool. Let's see. There's Simon again. He looks very focused.
yes,
Yeah, I think that was
wasn't there
that
weak
was when
station?
you guys were up there, wasn't it? That wasn't when the other
This is
Simon
not.
was there.
This is not the Soto Summit. That's another summit.
Yeah, that's the light. That's the lighthouse, isn't it? Isn't it?
Yes,
Kjetil,
that
I
was
think.
when
Yep.
we went. Yeah, so Simon and Lima Bravo for Lima India, which is on the right side out of frame, and Charlotte, we went there and activated for quite a while. And at this time, the bands were dying, or 20 at least, was getting worse and worse and worse. So that's why he's almost sleeping on the radio, because it was so hard to hear.
Ah.
And
Okay.
we also found out that Danes are really patriotic, so we bought a flag and we bought Danish cups with Danish flags on them.
Very nice. Whereabouts on the
To-
island is this?
to
lighthouse?
appease the locals. Very cunning.
Yes, this is on the lighthouse. It's all the way on the north upper left corner.
North left side of the island. Yeah,
Upper left.
the
All right.
up left side of the island.
That's
Yes.
cool. There we have that. I think was this is Saturday evening, probably.
That's Ulamarius. Yeah, that's Saturday evening. We
No,
only
no.
managed one QSO on HF there. Is
Yeah.
that Ulamarius that's sitting there? And it's Mihai's daughter
Yeah.
beside.
So this was probably late. I don't know if there's a timestamp. Yeah, there's a timestamp on the image. That's 11:15 in the evening. So,
Yeah.
and
And
it's
And I
fun,
just with that, I have to say sorry to Larry Foxtrot 5 Papa Yankee India regarding that late night activation. I think I said something that it was my only QSO that activation. I think I said, Larry, we thought it was a good idea to drink a lot of alcohol and then try to activate.
Ah,
Turned out that it wasn't, but we had a lot of fun.
yeah. And I don't know. Anyone want to comment on this?
I don't know where it is.
No.
What kind of antenna do we see here?
Isn't that your antenna or like your antenna?
I think we had
No.
3 MA12s here. So if it's an MA12,
This is
Stian
This is,
says
Stian.
that's him.
at
yeah,
the
it's
Castella
Stian nods
today.
at me
Which,
here from outside the car.
so the Castella was the park next to the hotel. I didn't activate it, but the hotel was in one POTA, and then 50 meters away there was another POTA.
Yeah, very nice. And he's got a computer up there, so it could maybe look like he's activating Digimodes in that one. Let's see. That's a very nice picture, I
Ivar,
think. And a really,
LB
really beautiful radio.
Yeah, LB at VA doing CW at the same location you were, but the day after up at the lighthouse there. We had a booming activation there, and Umar, who was a POTA virgin, he managed to get an Alaskan station there, which was just amazing. And he just jumped around after logging Alaska.
That's very nice. Very
So,
That
nice.
is so cool.
Yeah, same
This is-
activation. That's Simon doing his shift on the sideband.
Yeah. And this you took this picture, Kjetil. You can describe the scenery.
That was, I think, my last activation of from yesterday, and a beach location, very beautiful, a bit north of Rønne, which we lived in, and we put up a quarter wave ground plane for 20, and Charlotte and I activated, and Bordeaux ran a few QSOs as well. We did some park to parks and some other fun stuff there. And we had a very interested local who wondered what we were doing.
But in a nice way, I hope.
Absolutely.
I'm
Yeah.
not.
Yeah.
Yeah, and some kids also that thought this was very exciting and scary, but they came and asked.
Yeah.
And
And
I just gotta shoot in that the locals were mainly very interested in what we were doing and asking what this was, and we explained ham radio to a lot of people during the expedition.
yes, and we were visible because most of these parks are in tourist attraction locations around the island. Some are not, but like many of them are. So so there were a lot of people coming over and asking, both them and tourists, because there are an incredible amount of tourists on this island.
Yep, that's true. This is a picture from the same park. We aired out some of the radios I don't use as much, and this is the 7300. Charlotte wanted to try the 705 and also this radio, so I think I may be responsible for quite a bump in her radio budget going forwards.
Oh yeah.
But
Yeah,
that
as I
was fun.
said, you evil man, you're handing out all the nice toys.
Yeah, that was.
But you know she needs that money to fly over to me, right?
That's your problem, not mine. This again, it's the same. This is Kjetil and Charlotte at the table, busy operating there. And the guy in the back that looks naked, he is in fact not. He's just wearing a skin-colored T-shirt. So yeah.
That's
And
cheating.
this is this you can talk about this, Morten.
Yeah, this is the first group photo we had going down there. I hope McDonald's don't share their CCTV systems, because somehow we managed to stop at about 4 or 5 McDonald's going down the west coast of Sweden. We didn't need all of them. I got to say, but we met some people there. And it's got to be saying that the McDonald's on the west coast of Sweden are pretty close. So on pretty much every motorway exit. But we figured we needed a group photo. So everyone got their HTs and we got them up and took a group photo of all the HTs. So that was actually before the expedition started, but on the way down there.
Yeah, and yeah, this is all jumping back and forth in time an awful lot. But yeah. Who was there?
That's Omar LB3 Whiskey Kilo, and it's Kenneth STA7 AUK. He's in the chat now, I think. So correct me, Kenneth, if I'm wrong. And then it's Joachim LB4 LI, I think. I am not sure where that is. I don't think I was part of that part of the. No, I am part. I am part of that because I could. Yeah, that was when we went to the beach and the band died. We found a really nice place on the beach and put up our station. Put up a Rubikoff. Started tuning up, and the bands just died. And we tried to activate for a little while, and then we saw 2 thunderstorms coming from 45 degrees apart, but both coming towards us. And I looked at the weather radar and just shouted, "We got to tear down now!" And LB8VA, he was doing CW a little bit further away, and he said, "Just a couple more QSOs." Well, everyone was scrambling to just get the gear down before the thunderstorm set. So we
Just one more QSOs. That were his last words. No.
No, we managed to tear down and get in the car, and then we went into the closest town and had lunch, and that was a great idea.
This is up on the top right corner, near Nexö or something, isn't it?
Yeah, that is on the right side of the island towards the top. Yeah, if we're using those map references.
Yep.
And it's of course Stian that's there, not Joachim. But my image on my preview window is about 2 by 2 centimeters, so it's hard to distinguish people here.
Let's see. This is probably the same park, I'm guessing.
That's Steve, Mike 1 Sierra Delta Hotel, the one we were looking for at Gothenburg Airport, not knowing what it looked like when we tried to figure out who was who and if that was people we really wanted to spend time with during the weekend. We tried. That is Steve having a QSO with LB8 India Juliet Øystein. So we managed to catch him on 40 there, barely, with a lot of QSB.
Yeah. And yeah, this is probably just a few seconds different than the other picture of.
Yeah, that's up at the Soda Summit, trying to catch some satellites.
Yeah, it looks serious. He looks focused and everything, but yeah, too bad he didn't catch any. And again, this might probably be the same beach backing down, maybe.
No, that is when we got set up and we put up a Rubikoff on salt water. We had radios in salt water, and we really wanted to make a tribute to Walt there, and it just bands didn't cooperate.
Oh well, but
the location was beautiful.
It was that's why I took several of these pictures and included them. That was a very nice location. This Yep, Morten, you were there.
Yeah, that is at the beach after lunch where a lot of us met up. That was before we met you at the Michelin restaurant. That's a different beach. We put up the DX Commander with Collins adjust wave and fed half wave system there. Worked pretty well. At least we activated the park as a club station. But then again, the rebound network thing started to happen where I wasn't spotted on 40 on sideband, and Ivar and Stian kind of bumped back and forth with the rebound network. But we had bandpass filters on that. And Stian says that's in Donkey Kong 0181. And it's not Delta Kilo, it's Donkey Kong.
Yep. Let's see. That's now the fun begins. So to speak. Probably this must be Friday evening.
This is Friday evening where we rigged up for our slightly intoxicated activation.
Yep. And we're back at this is the lighthouse, I'm guessing.
No,
yes.
Yeah, that's the lighthouse. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is in fact not a drone shot, as can be witnessed by the brickwork at the bottom of the picture. So I don't think there was there any drone footage from the island. I don't know.
I don't think so, because we didn't know how the Danish drone regulations worked.
So we had plausible deniability, so we didn't.
Yeah, some of us checked this and found out that it's not, in fact, very easy. You can fly it, but you can't publish the video.
So Kjetil destroyed our plausible deniability.
Yeah,
I would have. I'm the only one that did look at it, so I didn't bother bringing out the drone.
and I just want to stress that what we give on the European Ham Radio Show is not legal advice by any meaning of the word.
only illegal advice on this channel. Let's see. Who wants to talk about this park?
I'm not sure where that. At least that's Ivar. I can spot his shirt barely. 2 millimeters by 2 millimeters on my screen. I'm not. Yeah, is that the? Yeah, that's the park where Steve did his spotting dance. It was supposed to be a waterfall, and a couple of people went up to the waterfall, and it didn't have any water in it, so it was pretty much just a fall.
Fantastic. And this, I'm guessing, once again, is the lighthouse?
Yeah, the people that were there has to comment on that. But Kjetil, is that the lighthouse?
That's on top of the lighthouse, and we were doing park to park with, I think it was René and Remy, who was on the park 2 kilometers away, the one with the big castle on. So we're doing park to parks with 2 meters.
Yep. This is very nice. I was actually surprised there was not a lot more 2-meter activities between the parks, but I tried occasionally, but there was didn't have much luck.
Yeah, there are
quite
a lot
long
of hills.
distances.
I just want to comment. I saw a comment. I only see one comment at the time here, but there was a thing about military installations, and actually a lot of military installations on Bornholm, because it's in the center of the Baltic. And on Friday, I actually witnessed the GPS spoofing. My GPS just went haywire and showed the wrong position for a while, and then went back to normal position.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then Kenneth says that's common down there. That there's a lot of GPS jamming and spoofing on Bornholm.
Nice. And Kjetil, you can talk about this park, I think.
Yeah, this is the neighboring park, the one we did the park to park 2 the day after. And Bård and Charlotte and I, we went out there to activate, and we had a lot of fun, tested different radios. Bård, you had one, or you had 2, and I had
3,
one. You had 3, yeah. And I think we also did
in the picture.
Yeah, and I think we also did a 2-meter QSO with LB4LI, who was in the neighboring park. I think we actually worked him on SSB 20 as well. So that was nice. There was a lot of people that went by there, and I think there were American bike tourists that were really interested in what we were doing.
Yep, and they got a thorough explanation of what was going on, and they sounded at least fairly interested. So pretty amazing.
Yeah, I just came across one guy that wasn't interested, and he looked at us as we were spies. That was when we were about to leave today, and the hams were rigging up for an installation. and he went about
Yeah.
10 meters away, and then he filmed us. So I looked at his camera, gave him a thumbs up, and smiled.
Like and
very nice.
subscribe. That's what you have to shout,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Oh, that's a group photo. We didn't manage to get a group photo of the whole gang, actually. So, but that's
Yeah.
part of the gang.
Yeah, I think this is a good
That's
one.
a fantastic photo, I think.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is.
And behind there, you see the mast that they rigged up this morning. I don't know how tall that was. That must be 15 meters or so.
It was 2 meters taller than the flagpole.
Yeah,
At the
Nice.
hostel.
with a Norwegian flag on the top.
Yeah.
That's just rude. And yeah, talking about rude. This is yesterday evening, I'm guessing.
Yeah. Yesterday evening, some people went to a bar and had shots.
Yeah.
And let's say
can you-
we noticed that fact when they came back to the hostel, that they'd been at a bar and had shots.
Can you smoke in bars in Denmark?
I was thinking
Yeah.
the same thing when I saw the picture, but apparently you can. I think if the bar is for less than 50 people, you can smoke inside. But if it's for more than 50 people, you can't.
Is that something with the chemistry of the cigarettes, that if it's only 50 people, then people don't get cancer, or?
Less people get harmed by passive smoking.
Ah, all right. Yeah, I see.
Yeah.
And yeah, this is only marginally more healthy, I think. But this was Friday evening's barbecue.
Yeah.
Yeah, note the salad on the top left.
Yeah. It shows that you got a girlfriend when you put asparagus on the grill.
But it is very good in
yeah.
limited quantities.
These are
Yeah,
limited.
I-
quantities. That's
I
done up
hear
for
I
full
hear what
country.
you're saying, Kjetil, but she's got your house trained.
Yeah. But this is pretty much like shouldn't overdose on this, but like in limited quantities, and we did share them away to others, basically.
Yeah, there was a lot of sharing going on that barbecue. Both
yes.
both solids and liquids got shared pretty much around. And
Yeah.
a lot of people had brought different kinds of alcohol to test out.
Yeah. But I see that Stian says she isn't on now. Now she's on the plane, but still, it was quite good. And
This is
what-
recorded, Stian, so she'll see it at
Yeah.
some point.
Yeah.
But there was a very varied quality of the meat we bought. One of the meat things we bought was almost inedible. So that's
Yeah.
it.
Yep.
And Ted suddenly wants to go to a small bar in Denmark.
Yeah, that makes sense. This, I'm not sure whose car that is, but it looked like
What kind of car is that?
That's a Dacia Duster. That's a very nice car, but I'm not, and it's got Danish number plates on it.
It's an OZ1 RD.
All right. Yep.
He had a Dacia Duster.
Yep. Looks like a very nice place to park, and I'm guessing he activated there as well.
Yeah.
Let's
That's
see.
Remy.
This is someone. He's gonna be dusting off his equipment for a long time, I think, after that activation. But yeah, gutsy thing to do with an expensive radio.
But that is just so Walt, that picture.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
That is true. It is. It looks nice.
And Remy was, of course, our French alibi. I think I counted 8 different nationalities at our expedition.
Yeah. And I think that's the last picture. This is I can remember from when I was a child. We had actually photographic slides. I think lysbilder. What do you call that in
Slides.
English? Slides. Yeah. And at family gatherings, people would take them out and show slides on this big white screen, projected through. This stream felt a little bit like that when we show slides and we talk about what we did. So the big flashback 50 years back for me.
Yeah, but still, I mean, it's slides of ham radio things, so it's more interesting than family photos, I think.
Let's hope. It was great fun for me to see all this again. That was there. I hope it was at least a little bit interesting for the people that wasn't as well.
And I have a video that I'm going to start editing tomorrow. I still have I think I've got somewhere between 2 and 3 hours before I'm at home, and I got work tomorrow morning, so I'm not going to start editing before afterward tomorrow. But it's gonna take me a couple of days to get through the photos and actually be able to publish a video from this this event, this expedition.
Yep.
But I'm humbled on what was 3 people last year became 21 people from 8 nations doing parts on the air and ham radio for a weekend on an island in the Baltic Sea.
Yep,
It's
and
it's
you
a
got
really
better
humbling
weather.
feeling. But it's also I'm proud that we made this happen, and by we I mean the entire community, not necessarily us on the screen here, and definitely not us on the screen here, but the entire community got together and actually came together and made this thing happen.
Absolutely.
guys.
And yep. Thank you so much for an excellent weekend. I really hope that all of you show up for next year's event, and even more people join.
Yeah, if we have the same growth rate, we'll be more than 100 people next year.
Yeah, that could be chaotic, but you're the travel agent, so I'm guessing you will handle all that.
I will need to handle if we turn out to be more than 100 people. I mean I need to handle parts of it nonetheless, though, because it's complicated. There's a lot of logistics going around, and we need to figure a lot of stuff out. So, but seriously, we'll make it happen next year as well, and I hope that we at least get as many people as this year, if not more, and we'll learn on the fly then as well, I think.
Absolutely.
Yep. But I also agree it was amazingly fun to meet everybody, and not everybody I've chatted very much with, but some of these are people who now have a face, and that's so important to have a face behind the nickname or call sign that you have to use those with or chat with online or whatever. It is really nice, especially for us that stream here, because most people will somehow recognize our faces, but it's very hard the other way until you actually spend some time with somebody. Meeting somebody at a meeting for 2 minutes is like, okay, hello, nice to meet you. But spending a weekend with you, activating with you, that's something completely different. And this builds a community. And I think this was really nice.
So, and I hope this is a good advertisement to join up next year, because it's complete bonkers crazy, but a whole lot of fun and just great people.
Yeah, I gotta say,
that it was,
go ahead, Kjetil.
Yeah, could you in fact say it was bonkers on the air, Martin?
No, because there is no bunkers on the air manager in Denmark, and Steve was talking to Carl over at bunkers
didn't get
on the
it.
air, trying to actually mitigate that problem.
It's bonkers
so,
with O.
He said bonkers on the air.
And what you like that on Martin?
Yeah. Oh. but yeah, it was the most fun I've had in years, and if not any longer. This has been a fantastic weekend, and I'm going to spend the next week digesting every moment and every experience here.
Yep.
Yeah.
I just gotta say that even maybe it sounded like this was one big drunken party. It really wasn't. There was some alcohol involved. For my part, I had 2 beers the entire trip. So there's if you're not a hard drinker, it's absolutely a room to join next year, even if you're not a hard drinker.
And it was serious ham radio, as you'll see in the video that I'll drop once I get to go through all the video material. And it was actually a lot of logistics going around to figure out where are the parks, are there 2-fers, are there 3-fers, what can we do to make this better, how do we get there. It takes a lot of planning, and you got to remember though that everyone was almost everyone was up in the morning driving, so the amount of alcohol was actually relatively limited. I needed to have someone drive for me on Saturday morning, but that problem solved. We solved that problem, and it actually worked out well.
Yeah, and I can say I had a total of 0 beers during the entire weekend.
Yeah, but you were complaining that the champagne bottle stopped working at some point.
No, it was prosecco, not champagne.
It was also champagne, Kjetil.
Yeah, all right.
Uh,
I think
yeah.
with this discussion, I think we're getting really close to the hour.
Yeah, and
Yep.
I'm just gonna say next week we're gonna have the season 5 premiere. We've done this for 4 seasons, and we're gonna go through. We have a lot of guests booked for the coming weeks and months, and we're gonna mention a couple of them and have a little bit of a preview show on what's happening through the fall. And if you know of any topic you'd like to have on the stream or any guests you'd like us to try to get on, let us know in the Discord, hamshow.eu/Discord. And there's a channel called Stream Ideas, I think. Put your ideas in there, and we pick up most of the ideas because we're not that good on figuring out things by ourselves.
Yeah, and also we have a very big event with Marion, who got in chat, main girl, who congratulations, you got named main girl or main ham radio operator of the year. So that is a really big event, and well to her. She does an amazing job spreading information about the hobby. And she's been on here, and also,
well done, Marion, and it's well deserved.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Absolutely,
Congrats from me.
well deserved.
Mhm.
And on that note, I think I have a lot of hours still before I'm home, and Stian, who's next to me, right over here, and Simon here. We still have where's Simon? He's somewhere around there. We still have some time before we get home, so I think we should cut it short now and say 7-3 all. See you next Sunday, and see you on Discord. 7-3.
7-3.
7-3.
73.